Books possess an extraordinary power. They can capture ideas, transport us to other worlds, and connect us with people long gone. Yet, for all their potential for longevity, books are also fragile things. Accidents, fires, war, and simple decay all threaten to erase these treasures. Consider the vast stores of knowledge from the ancient world, vanished into the mists of time. Countless masterpieces have tragically been stolen from us, leaving tantalizing clues. What extraordinary worlds, profound ideas, or even earth-shattering discoveries have been lost forever? Stay with us as we explore the fascinating stories behind some of history's most tantalizing missing books. Number 1. Inventio Fortunata, A Journey to the End of the Earth? Amidst the intellectual fervor of 14th century Europe, an enigmatic monk embarked on an extraordinary voyage. Leaving the familiar shores of Oxford, England, he ventured northward into the icy embrace of the Arctic Circle, becoming one of the first Europeans to explore and document this forbidding region. His experiences formed the basis of a remarkable book, Inventio Fortunata, The Discovery of the Fortunate Islands. This captivating account, presented to King Edward III of England in the 1360s, captivated the imaginations of its era. Yet, like whispers fading in the Arctic wind, all known copies of the Inventio Fortunata inexplicably vanished. Its existence lives on primarily through a tantalizing excerpt preserved in the 1364 work Itinerarium, penned by Flemish author Jacobus Sinoyen. According to Sinoyen, he received a second-hand account from another monk who'd heard the explorer's tale directly. This relayed narrative paints a bizarre picture of the North Pole, a swirling whirlpool, a colossal magnetic rock, and a vast chasm into which the world's oceans drain. Intriguingly, the famed 16th century cartographer Gerardus Mercator referenced a copy of the Itinerarium when creating his influential 1569 atlas, including the outlandish description of the North Pole. But did the original monk truly journey to Earth's icy crown? Were his words faithfully relayed through multiple retellings before reaching Mercator? Or did this extraordinary tale become a fantastical legend over time? The quest for these answers, like the monk's voyage, is lost in the mists of history. Number 2. Archimedes on sphere-making, Blueprint for Ancient Genius. Consider the astounding Antikythera mechanism, a celestial clock centuries ahead of its time, recovered from a long-sunken Roman shipwreck. This astounding device hints at a level of Greek technological ingenuity that still baffles modern scientists. Now imagine the theoretical and practical knowledge needed to design and build such a marvel. It's likely such wisdom was laid out in On Sphere Making, a lost work by the legendary mathematician and inventor Archimedes. Archimedes met a violent end in 212 BC during the Roman sacking of Syracuse. A century later, renowned Roman orator Cicero described 2 intricate planetary spheres built by Archimedes. These were likely the culmination of theories detailed in On Sphere Making. Sadly, this manuscript vanished before the brutal invasion, perhaps destroyed, looted, or even deliberately hidden by Archimedes himself, who, legend has it, spent his final moments absorbed in mathematical diagrams. The potential impact of this lost book is immense. It may have held the keys to understanding the Antikythera mechanism, further illuminating the technological brilliance of the ancient Greeks. The secrets of On Sphere Making remain as elusive as the true genius of its author. Number 3. The Yongle Encyclopedia, China's Lost Treasure Trove. Centuries before Europe discovered paper or the printing press, China held a monopoly on knowledge and its preservation. This rich legacy inspired the audacious Yongle Encyclopedia, commissioned by Emperor Yongle in 1403. This wasn't a modest volume. Think of it as the ancient Chinese equivalent to Wikipedia, only far more comprehensive. From science and medicine to art and religion, it sought to gather all existing Chinese knowledge in one monumental collection. The completed encyclopedia was a staggering 23,000 scrolls, housed in 11,095 volumes. It would need 40 cubic meters of storage. Its index alone spanned 60 volumes. Emperor Yongle enshrined this treasure trove within the Forbidden City. In 1557, a fire nearly consumed the entire collection, and a frantic effort was made to create a copy. Miraculously, 400 volumes of this copy still exist today. Sadly, the rest of the original and its duplicate have vanished. Most experts believe they were destroyed when the Ming Dynasty fell, perhaps fueling the very fires that consumed the Forbidden City. Others whisper a more intriguing theory, that the encyclopedia might be hidden within the sealed tomb of Emperor Jiaxing. This tomb remains unopened. The secrets of the Yongle Encyclopedia might be within reach, yet forever tantalizingly inaccessible. Number 4. Lost Mexican Codices, Burning a Civilization's History. The enigmatic Aztec and Mayan civilizations left a legacy of magnificent ruins, but also a veil of mystery. We still puzzle over their rise and fall. That mystery is due, in no small part, to the loss of the Mexican codices. These beautifully illustrated volumes detailed Aztec and Mayan life, culture, and history. Less than 30 survive today, and these have been crucial in deciphering their languages and beliefs. Sadly, their destruction likely began with their own rulers. The Aztec ruler Itzcoatl, seizing power in a coup, ordered the codices burned. This allowed him to rewrite history, molding the past to suit his political needs. A century later, Spanish conquistadors continued the destruction. Diego de Landa ruthlessly sought to convert the Mesoamerican peoples and, in the process, destroyed nearly all Mayan codices. Ironically, Landa was later called back to Spain to document his experiences, including what he'd learned about these lost cultures. Even that account is lost. Only fragments survive, transcribed by other writers. A frustrating third-hand glimpse of a vanishing world. This willful destruction acts as a chilling reminder of how fragile knowledge is and how easily a civilization's memory can be erased by those who crave power over historical narrative. Number 5. The Sibylline Books, Whispers of the Divine, or a Political Power Play. Picture ancient Rome, shrouded in mystery and superstition. Enter the Sibylline Books, a fabled collection of prophecies said to be purchased from Sibyl, a mystical female oracle, by Rome's last king, Tarquinius. These weren't your typical fortune-telling fare. These verses, written in cryptic Greek, were believed to hold the key to appeasing the gods and avert disaster. Think less crystal ball, more divine insurance policy. The Roman Senate guarded these books with zealous secrecy, appointing a special council of priests, first 2, then 10, and ultimately 15 members, to oversee their care. In time of crisis, the Senate would order these priests to consult the books. But they weren't seeking clear-cut predictions. They looked for instructions on the proper rituals to pacify angry deities when earthquakes, plagues, or ominous omens struck. The priests would decipher the verses, and only the recommended course of action would be revealed to the public. This system was ripe for manipulation, allowing those in power to use divine will to justify their agendas. The Sibylline books had a tangible impact on Roman religion. They spurred construction of temples and the introduction of Greek deities and rituals into the Roman pantheon. In a way, they engineered a merging of Greek and Roman belief systems. Sadly, the original books were lost in 83 BC when the Temple of Jupiter burned. Rome frantically collected replacements, and even some homegrown prophecies, but the old aura of authenticity was gone. Augustus eventually moved these new books to a different temple, where they remained until roughly 405 AD, until some sources claim they were burned by a Roman general. Did he fear their power being used against him? Number 6. The Panchatantra. Ancient wisdom lost, yet echoes remain. The beloved animal fables in the Panchatantra have delighted children and adults for centuries. Their origins stretch back to India, perhaps as early as 100 BC. These weren't mere bedtime stories. They were clever tales where jackals, monkeys, and other creatures served as metaphors for human behavior, imparting lessons on friendship, resourcefulness, and cunning. The tragedy is that the original Sanskrit version of the Panchatantra is gone. Our knowledge of these delightful stories come from translations, sometimes translations of translations. Early versions in Pahlavi, now extinct, Syriac, and Arabic paved the way for later adaptations into numerous languages. A Hebrew translation even became wildly popular in medieval Europe. This highlights a fascinating point. Even a vanished text can have a ripple effect. The wisdom and wit of the Panchatantra carried forward through translation still shape literature and storytelling today. Number 7. Zoroaster and the Avesta. Lost Scriptures of a Revolutionary Faith. In ancient Iran, a priest named Zoroaster received a vision. A single, all-powerful, holy good god named Ahura Mazda. His reformed faith, Zoroastrianism, spread rapidly, becoming a cornerstone of mighty empires. The Avesta, a collection of hymns, laws, and rituals, is this religion's central text. The earliest part, the Gathas, are hymns attributed to Zoroaster himself, passionate pleas for wisdom and righteousness. Sadly, the original Avesta is lost, likely due to conquest and religious conflict. We only have copies, perhaps themselves incomplete. It's even debated whether Zoroastrian texts were primarily oral until much later, when efforts were made to write them down. Despite these challenges, the Avesta remains a powerful testament to one of the world's oldest continuously practiced religions. Number 8. Ibn al-Haytham's treatises, a genius robbed of his legacy. Ibn al-Haytham, an Iraqi polymath, was a luminary of the Islamic Golden Age. He revolutionized optics and the scientific method. Yet a vast swath of his legacy has been stolen from us. Of his 200-plus works, only about 55 survive. His greatest work, the Book of Optics, overturned ancient Greek ideas about vision and laid the groundwork for telescopes and cameras. Imagine the possibilities held within his lost works. Perhaps even greater insights into light, perception, or other scientific fields. Sadly, we may never fully grasp the breadth of al-Haytham's genius due to this significant loss. Number 9. The Margites, Homer's lost comedy you've never heard of. Homer, the legendary storyteller of epics like the Iliad and Odyssey, ventured into a different realm with the Margites. This forgotten poem has vanished, leaving only tantalizing lines quoted by other ancient writers. Forget noble warriors. Margites, our unlikely hero, is a hilariously inept fool. He knew many things, but he knew them badly, as Plato would say. He fumbles every task, making even simple jobs impossible. Yet there is a strange twist. Could his comical failures mask a hidden genius? One surviving line alludes to the cunning of a hedgehog, who outwits the versatile fox with its single sharp defense. Perhaps Margites' very incompetence leads to unexpected triumphs. Sadly, this humorous tale is lost to us, leaving us to speculate. Was it a light-hearted farce, a biting satire, or did it hold deeper insights about the human condition? The mystery of the Margites remains, fueling our imagination. Number 10. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and the Mystery of the Missing Manuscript. The chilling duality of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is a haunting classic. But did you know a crucial piece of its history lies in ashes? The original manuscript, according to legend, met its demise in a bonfire. Some blame the author's wife, who reportedly found it shocking and nonsensical. Others claim Robert Louis Stevenson himself cast it into the flames. This raises an intriguing question. What exactly was in that first draft? The surviving second draft hints at dark appetites that Jekyll indulged. In the published version, these are toned down to mere recklessness. Was the first draft far more explicit, perhaps delving into scandalous themes deemed too taboo for the Victorian era? Did a desire to protect his respectable reputation drive Stevenson to destroy a work of daring, unfiltered exploration? The truth is lost with the original manuscript, yet this mysterious burning only adds to the novella's power. Did these final stories of lost literature stir your curiosity? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating journeys into ancient history. Remember, even lost works can spark lasting impact, their echoes resonating across time.